Jesus.
WNY watercooler.com.
All right, hold on a second.
Aren't you having a baby this week?
I'm not. No.
Like, well, isn't she? Isn't Renee due this week?
Yeah. Oh, God.
What day?
Tuesday.
I thought I was going to have to host this podcast. I would have had no idea how to upload it or anything.
Yeah, cool. All right, hold on a second.
Tuesday. Yesterday. Yikes. Might have to cut this short.
Oh, because the football game? I think
It's a football
halftime.
game?
College
There's a
football.
Who's playing?
UCF and SMU? Don't you follow sports? Jesus.
It's a Wednesday?
It got postponed. Did you ever hear of a hurricane?
I'm going to a football game Friday night.
Yeah, it sounds real.
Sometimes I think I'm a killer. I scared you in your
Welcome back. Welcome freaking back. WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. Look for us on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Tell your friends, your aunt. Hello, Michael.
So nothing much has really happened since our last podcast.
Been a quiet 2 weeks. Yeah, we take off Thanksgiving because no one's going to listen anyway. And then the Eagles. Oh, and then there was the bye week.
We haven't. Oh yeah, that's right. We did have a podcast after the Dorsey firing, but then not the following week. Yeah, I don't know. We can't even keep it straight anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've been melting down about this whole shit. Well, so and then this Tyler Dunne fucking asshole. Oh, look at me. All I can do is write articles about the Packers and Bills. I have no other connections other than Isaiah McKenzie and like former Aaron Rodgers hangers on.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an ounce of truth to what he reported on, but you have someone who is basically a disgruntled former member of Buffalo media, his sources are probably majority disgruntled former Bills employees who are going to have negative stuff to say about McDermott. And, I'm sure it's a very biased, one-sided perspective that some of it is probably true, but ultimately, I just don't care. I'm sick of these hit pieces that some of these reporters like Tim Graham and Tyler Dunne obviously like to put out there to try and cause drama, and that's really all it is. I mean, yeah, McDermott, he's got a big ego, and that's how you become an NFL head coach. I don't care about a lot of this stuff. What I care about is winning games, and that's what we're not doing. And if McDermott's way of going about things is what causes him to buckle in the last 2 minutes of games, then it's a problem. But that's what I care about. And I don't, this 9/11 story, yeah, weird thing to say, dumb thing to say probably. But Tyler Dunne wasn't in the room. There's no context. McDermott apologized for it. And what are we supposed to take from that? Are we supposed to think that, what's his whole point? McDermott is, doesn't know what he's saying or says dumb stuff. Are we supposed to think that he's a terrorist sympathizer? What is the point? Well, how am I supposed to feel about it? That he said something stupid?
14-3 Patriots. Yeah, the funny thing is, I didn't like the truth. I like to get this stuff out that, because the local media, yeah, we hate them because they're too pro-Bills. We hate them because they're too anti-Bills. I don't like the way he does this stuff because he's talking to Isaiah McKenzie and Quentin Spain and Chad Hall didn't get paid enough. Who gives a fuck? So what? Do we miss Chad Hall? Did he turn anyone into anything? They loved him. Okay, cool. Yeah, McDermott shitting on the players and stuff for not liking him. But seemingly a lot of that was you shouldn't be congregating around this COVID-19 stuff because year everyone sort of forgets you have to forfeit games. I mean, that's
100%.
literally, I don't remember exactly when it was, but
It was during the 2020 season, so you're 100% right. It was put all over social media. So it was on social media of our players like congregating together, which may have been against the rules, and that really might have been the whole thing. And the other thing about Chad Hall is that I think I started listening to the GR interview today, and Dunn said that Hall made like an embarrassing low salary. So like he's trying to make the argument that Dunn made a lateral move to Jacksonville because he like was not happy here or whatever. His argument is he wasn't treated well, the whole car truck thing. But when he probably just got a huge raise to go work for Jacksonville. Probably like as simple as that. If he was paid that low here, and does Sean McDermott like make up these contracts? No, I don't think so. So that whole thing kind of was just like not very consistent. Didn't jive well.
and also, Hall saw that he was third in line, so he saw there's a log jam. Yeah, because Joe Brady's actually been an offensive coordinator. Ken Dorsey was closer with Allen, so you see the tea leaves. Well, either you wait it out a little bit longer. I guarantee that if Hall was still here, he'd be moving up the ladder to be. He would have been in consideration for offensive coordinator when we fired Dorsey, or he would have moved up to some sort of offensive assistant. I mean, the guy's young. He's still I don't. Is he still in his 20s or early 30s? Some of these guys, what you expect to make millions of dollars as
Yeah.
a fucking third-rate coach? But the other
Yeah.
thing of it, the other flip side of it is, we both don't like McDermott. So like to have to defend the guy, hey, he does choke under these circumstances, but it's not like he chokes every single time. It's not like he never pulls it out. Like and I want to
Yeah.
go through the season just like, yeah, okay. I mean, we talk about luck, refs, all this shit, but some of that is true. I mean, yeah, he chokes under circumstances. The timeout to ice the Eagles kicker, yeah, it was dumb. But when we had one timeout, and it was raining, I didn't care that we knelt it. But
We
if we had two
yeah.
timeouts, which we wasted timeouts,
We'll get to that, but I don't. This season has been tumultuous enough. I don't know. I don't need, and I know Tyler Dunn's trying to support his family, whatever the case may be, trying to make some money. But like, I don't need a Bills hit piece coming out 3 days before we go to play at Arrowhead with the season on the line. I just, he's from Western New York, claims to be a Bills fan. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the whole thing just rubs me the wrong way, and and McDermott has to come out and have a press conference today about it. And like, again, I didn't read the piece from Dunn. I'm confident Sean McDermott does not agree with what happened on September 11th and that he doesn't sympathize with those people. Whatever his choice of words or point he was trying to make, it was the wrong thing to do.
and
But
it was a meeting from four or
like,
5 years ago. You remember, like, how close are people paying attention to these meetings? So you hear something like offhandedly, sort of, there's 70, 80, 100 guys in a room. Is there not? I don't know. I mean, but if he's addressing the whole team, there's 180 people in there. So a couple of people are in the back. You hear something, and you're like, wow, this guy's saying something weird about 9/11, and you just sort of change what he said in your mind. And now people think, oh, he said it last week that, oh yeah, Al Qaeda's awesome. It's all is like,
which, right. And that's clearly not the point he was making. Like, clearly. Like, like, it's like, yeah, he said something stupid. I'm sure Tyler Dunne has said something stupid in his life. We all have. And McDermott said he apologized to the team like that day, like in 2019.
yeah.
So, and Tyler Dunne's, this is the whole cancel culture thing again, but like, I don't
And
know.
if it's so bad here, why do these players like come back and take cheaper contracts? Why does Diggs stay? I mean, okay, some of that's Allen, yeah, but who have we really lost? Who's left the Bills in the last 4 years and really gone on to do anything?
Brian Daboll for 1 year, but now he might like get fired after this season. I don't know.
Yeah, and even last year, Dayball, yeah, he had a good record. They did win a playoff game, but
The the Daboll thing is funny too because like now it's like kind of coming out that he might be really difficult to work with, like what's going on in New York. So
yeah,
in the way he's like throwing coaches under the bus and players under the bus and chewing guys out on the sidelines, like I don't know. Like I was ready to totally blame McDermott for whatever relationship issue there was there, but like I don't know what's going on there. But despite all that, what I care about is winning, and they aren't doing that. And McDermott, yeah, he had this year he seems to be blowing it every time. So whatever's
Yeah.
causing that to happen is what report on that. Don't I don't need reporting on a meeting from 2019. I need reporting on what is going on at the end of these games. What was the communication failure in the
Well, he
Broncos
did talk
12
about
men?
some of that stuff, but then I mean, a lot of it, he's just so hyperbolic in the article. Like he never takes responsibility for anything. The Super Bowl window is closed. Like Josh Allen's 27. What fucking Super Bowl window are you talking about? He said that in August, and when he had a thing that come out, and he comes out with it now, and like, so you're saying that Sean McDermott blames everyone else except him for every single blunder? I mean, I don't know if that's possibly true. The guy hasn't, like you said, you have to have an ego to do this. There's 32 of
Yeah,
them. He's
yeah,
won
100%.
66% of his games, and he's turned the Bills into a real team. There's Look at the Chargers. If everyone says, okay, it's Josh Allen, well, isn't the Chargers quarterback supposedly really good? And maybe there's a couple other examples, but
Well, I will definitely say and agree with that. McDermott has undoubtedly turned this franchise into, he talks about culture, all that stuff. Like, obviously, that stuff all worked and got this franchise to the point where, obviously, beyond respectability. But I just think at this point now, for me, I don't think he can go that next level. And we may have talked about this. I can't remember if it came up in our group chat or whatever, but I saw it on Twitter where someone was comparing
oh yeah,
McDermott to
AOL.
wow. I don't know what you're talking about. Someone compared McDermott to Mark Jackson for the Warriors when they had
Yeah,
Curry the first like 5 years of his career. And I thought that was like perfect because he got them to like they're respectable now, they're good, whatever. But they knew they cut ties right away because they knew they needed like another step up. And I think that's where we're at with McDermott. Like we have honestly, like you want to even conservatively speaking, one of like the two best players in the NFL on our team, and we're just like it's the way we're throwing these games away. It's insane. It's insane, and it just can't happen.
yeah, and that's why it's like I don't want to like defend Sean McDermott that much because exactly, I would say it's also I heard someone else talk about it, but it's similar to Tampa Bay when they had Dungy and they like this guy can't get us over the hump, so we trade for Gruden and they
Gruden,
win instantly.
yeah.
So that's the thing.
Well, that's a
Who
good
are
one
we going to
too.
get? Are we going to trust
Yeah.
Terry to do
Well,
it?
well,
I mean, basically, you
exactly.
have to give Brandon Bean more power, which I'm all for. Fine, give it to
Yeah.
Brandon Bean. Let him find someone. I trust him to hire someone more than Terry Pagula. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
Terry could be in the room, of course, obviously, and
Yeah.
whatever. But I would much rather if Bean is the one that's spearheading it. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah. Gruden. That's a good example. But he had gone to the Super Bowl. Right.
Hmm.
He was the Raiders coach. Went to the Super Bowl. Lost to the Pats, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know who that equivalent would be, but that's like exactly what we need.
Well,
Exactly what we
the
need.
one that I would think is Jacksonville, uh, Doug Peterson, and I mean, look at them. Jacksonville. I mean, yeah, that franchise is like no one's steering that ship. But okay, they get this a Super Bowl winner, the guy who looks like he's at the bar, hitting on your mom, but he is not doing much there. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Jacksonville's good, but they're not. They
They're
drop these
underachieved. They've
games.
underachieved. Yeah, they've underachieved. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know who that person is, but you'd have to think that if the Bills job became available, it'd be like the number one destination for
There
any
would be, yeah,
coach.
people would be chomping at the bit for it. But okay, maybe trade for someone, but you need to have to me, it can't be a first time coach, but then it's like also Do you want to retread it or who is it? Who are the names? I don't
It
know.
can't even be a retread. It's got to be like yeah, it's got to be like it can't. Yeah, I don't know.
How many
I mean,
coaches are there?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know who it would be, but you're right. It can't be a retread. It can't be a defensive guy. And and I guess a lot of what matters is how is what does Josh Allen think about it? I don't know. I wonder how he feels about Sean McDermott.
Well, that's another.
Um,
Yeah, that's
because that
what they taught.
ultimately
They
is
touched on that. He touched on that too. Like, who is McDermott like warming up enough to Allen to like? I don't know. Who the fuck? Who knows? Like, the people that know that are an inner circle of like not that many people.
no. And at
So
the end of the day, I don't need McDermott to be friends with any player on the team, but these guys have to respect him. And the way that he is just effing up these games is just ruining that. And
yeah.
I mean, dude, like the end of that Eagles game, like it's just that's a tough pill to swallow, and it's over and over again. Allen gets the team the lead against the Patriots. Allen gets the team the lead against Denver. Like, and then obviously Allen gets the team the lead against Philly, and it's like over and over and over. And Allen, he's got to be thinking like, God damn, man, like, we should be 9-3. I should be the MVP of this league, and I got my coach who can't stop Mac Jones and is icing kickers from 60 yards and not letting me try and win a game, like making me kneel it. Like it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But no, I agree with that all that. But you miss a 59 yarder, or I mean, how do you make a 59 yarder in the rain like that? But icing him, I think icing him at that point was counterintuitive because he had to sort of
100%. It was.
yeah, and then you have the one timeout, and then he says, "Well, we only had the one timeout." Like, bro, you used two timeouts on that last drive, and we
He's got
sort
to
of got bailed out by the center with his fake snaps or whatever
hundred
they call.
percent, 100%.
It
Two
moved him
false
back 10
starts.
yards, so it would have been a 49 yarder, which
Yeah, dude, I agree with everything you're saying, man. Uh, icing a kicker on a kick where the kicker is in a win-win situation. There's nothing for him to. If anything, you helped him. He has no pressure on him for that kick. Shitty weather, rainy, windy. He makes it. He's a hero. He misses. No one cares.
the other
I
thing
mean,
is,
no one's blaming him.
yeah, no one's
And
blaming the kicker. But the other thing is, when I'm icing a kicker, I mean, they say some of this stuff they say is it's stupid anyway, but I'm icing the kicker when they're lining up, they're getting in their mind, I'm ready to kick it, I'm going to kick it. Then you call the timeout. You don't call a timeout when they're not even lined up yet.
yeah, I mean, it was mind-boggling. But I mean, regardless, he needs to know the math of how much time's left, how many plays his offense can run, and what timeouts he needs. And he just miscalculated it, or he didn't even care. Honestly, he didn't. He thought, like he said in his press conference, I was trying to win the game the previous play by icing the
Yeah,
kicker, by
yeah, I don't want to
calling
hear that.
timeout. 3rd and 17, he calls timeout to set up the defense. It's like, dude, you know what's going on with the clock. You know that if you stop them there, even if they kick a field goal, you have three timeouts.
Yeah, you got to
Three
think about you
timeouts.
definitely have to think about that.
Exactly. If you have three timeouts in 20 plus seconds, you can run four plays and you have the whole field at your disposal. You mean Josh Allen? You've seen him do it before too. Like, so, I mean, that was just in itself ignoring everything else. That's stuff that's like it just can't happen. And I don't know. And then not for nothing, forced to overtime. I know every coach would have kicked a field goal there, but I mean, this team's 0-6 in overtime. The season's on the line. Your defense is gassed. I shouldn't. The season's not on the line. But you know what I mean? Your defense is gassed. Their defense is gassed. It's 4-down territory, man. I don't care what anyone says. You score a touchdown, you
Mm,
win. You don't, you lose. That's my opinion on that. Just want to say that.
well,
You weren't stopping them. You weren't going to stop them. Period. You had an all half, basically.
seemingly we weren't going to stop them, but I would have changed. I mean, the thing was they had a great play call on third down.
I know.
Like it was on camera. I'm watching it in a bar, but I'm just like, That's good. It's a
Look,
touchdown. It looked like I mean, it was
it
just kind of
was
like a
there.
camera thing, but
Oh yeah. I mean, he looked. I agree. I thought it too, but I don't know. I just think that like the mindset had to be four down territory, and maybe you're running different plays, and you have a short option, something that you an easy pickoff. I don't know, man. But like, I just I just think you have to be thinking there, like TD or bust there, like no field goal. I just it's just the conservative coaching not to lose and all that stuff. It's like it's catching up to him, man.
yeah. And the funny thing is, well, is it earlier this week or it was last week with your boy Timmy Graham came out with the four sources say there's 0% chance he gets fired.
Yeah, and I believe that.
No, yeah, I definitely
But
that was believable because I mean I've been saying it, I've been arguing with you about it for weeks. Like we're not going to fire him, so don't even complain about it. Because
well, if we go 7-10 or 6-11, then I think that changes things.
well, yeah,
But
21 to 3 Patriots are up now. But yeah, it's almost like okay, if you really want change, then you should be rooting for L's. Because if we go 7-10, I mean even 8-9 to me is an abomination.
yeah, 100%, it is. It is. But at this stage, you're 6-6. What guaranteed win is there on the schedule? New England. If you
Well,
want that,
char. I mean, there's a couple, but
there's one. There's one game right now where I can confidently say they are going to win, and it's the Patriots rematch. And who knows by then, man? If we lose the next three, we can easily lose in LA. Easily.
I'd be surprised if we lose to the Cowboys. They haven't beaten a team with a winning record. They're great at home. They've won like 13 straight at home, and they score like 40. But on the road, uh,
Dude,
I'm not that
we
impressed
lost
with.
to Denver, bro. We lost to Denver at home.
Well, yeah, but we got Joe Brady.
Yeah, that is. I mean, our offense has definitely looked better, and I think it's just because they're letting Allen play. So I don't know. Again, it's like who was behind the Allen needs to not run strategy? Was that McDermott? And again, that's the stuff that he needs to be getting crushed for. Not
Well,
what
then
someone
if
says about Chad Hall getting a truck. Like I don't care.
here's
Who's making? Yeah,
the
go
things of
ahead.
that about that is if it was McDermott telling that to Dorsey, why wouldn't Dorsey say that now? What was he afraid of not getting hired? I mean, maybe, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But the other side of that is, so now he's going to tell Joe Brady the opposite? I mean, it doesn't really make a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But I don't know. Or maybe it was just the way
It could
Dorsey.
have been like inferred that, okay, Dorsey, this is what we're going to do this year. And maybe then it's like, okay, Dorsey, get the fuck out. And then Brady, run the offense how you want to run it. I mean, but that kind of goes against all of what they say about it, McDermott being a control freak and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I don't
I
know.
unfortunately, which I wasn't really a big hater on Dorsey. Maybe it was Dorsey. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, the
certainly
offense has looked
plausible.
different. The offense has certainly played better the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's two games in a row where Allen was the best player in the game, and that's how it should be every single week. And whatever you have to do to make that happen is what needs to be happening. And so, I mean, McDermott needs to win or die with Allen, and that's the only way. And he's, you know, I don't know. So, I mean, dude, we dominated 3 quarters of that Eagles game. 3 quarters of it. We got horribly outcoached in the second half. They made adjustments on offense. We didn't do shit on defense. Told you guys at halftime too. Like our D played great in the first half. 28 points allowed in the second half. I mean, it was just a joke.
So what happened? I mean, the game was 2 weeks ago. So we're up, and we the turnovers. They gave us like two turnovers, right? But we had an interception. Why didn't we score more points? What happened? Like,
Well, we had missed field goals,
yeah, okay, two missed field goals,
and
right?
so we had 31 points in regulation. We had 2 missed field goals. Um, we had the James Cook drop, and then followed by back-to-back false starts. So we didn't even get a field goal attempt.
Well, wasn't the Cook
So
drop in the first half?
Well, I'm just talking in general. Why didn't we score more points? We scored 31 in regulation. We should have had like 45.
Yeah. Okay, the two field goals. And those were both in the second half missed field goals?
Now, one was in
One was in the
the
first.
second quarter after the horse collar intentional grounding debacle. And then, yeah, that was the kick that was blocked. And then
Oh yeah,
second
we were
half,
down at the 2 yard line.
second
Which
half, when Philly goes 3-and-out, first drive of the third. We get the ball and go on a nice drive, get stopped, and then we miss the field goal. And then
yeah.
Philly marches down and scores. So instead of it being 20-7, it's 17-14 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's really it. That chews up the whole third quarter then.
Pretty much, yeah.
But just like going through the season, like it's crazy. So just starting even in week one, I sort of went back. I don't know. I actually have to work at work lately. I've been busy, but we lose on a punt return in the overtime. Like,
Yep.
what was the
Should
chance? So we ran the ball. No, it was incompletion on first. Well, okay, so we get the ball in overtime. We actually
should
win.
have shouldn't should have deferred.
You wanted
Should
to
have
defer,
kicked off.
which never, no,
Was
never.
saying it at the time. Was saying it at the
And
time.
you're
It
the
was a
only person
no
on earth.
brainer. No brainer. It was a no brainer, man. The Jets were not going to do anything on offense. Anything. You're going to get the ball probably with good field position, and all you need is a field goal. It's fucking, and your offense was puking all over itself. I mean, it's so obvious.
Well, I
Like,
was thinking it too at the time, but
I was too. I'm like, kick. You got Zach Wilson. They're not going to score. And if you let Zach Wilson go out and score a touchdown, then you deserve to lose. But you're not going to let him score a touchdown. Even if they get a field goal, then you know what you need to do. I don't know, man.
so we started with it, and then we took a false start. So
Yep.
it's first and 15. So we're already at the 20. Incompletion, run for three, incompletion. You know,
Yeah.
thanks for coming. We punt, and they return it for a
But the problem
touchdown.
is that
It was a long
yeah.
punt.
And, no, it was a shit. Wasn't it a shitty low line driver and guy returned it like 60 yards?
Yeah, it was still 60 yards.
So if he caught it at the 40, I mean,
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, which goes back to I hate this funk. The punter has been the bane of my existence all season. I've been bitching about this guy all season.
yeah, and the kicker too. He's been terrible.
So then we come out
Because
after that, then we just win, we just crush. Then we go to London, and then it's just like a whole different season after that. We were 3-1. So since
yeah, we were
then,
like Super Bowl favorites.
we're 3-5
Yeah.
since going to London. So
Well, yeah.
you have miracle catches. You have like
Two of them.
literally two. That even that one, the Hurts touchdown,
That's
that
what
was
I'm
third
talking
and
about.
15. That was
I
third and
know.
15. The Denver one was that fourth down or third down?
Fourth
It was
down.
a fourth down. Like that was my end zone, and it's just
Yeah.
like what?
The Denver fourth down play was a miracle. The Eagles one was just our safety suck. I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah. Was that before or after the Auburn? I think that was right after the Auburn game too. Like the next day.
it probably
I'm
was.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what? We just got
Dude.
we just got Alabama. We're Auburn.
Yeah, so that play happens, and that makes it. I think that was the one that cut. So we were up. They make it. They cut the lead to 17-14. We answer and drive right down and score a touchdown, make it 24-14, and then I
At
think
that
they
point,
got
I thought
that.
it was over. At that point, I thought it was over.
Well, then they got that one I think to make it 24-21. Then we throw the pick, and then they score again, and like in the blink of an eye, we're losing. It's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, that third and 15, like prayer. I mean, it just can't happen. I don't know what else to say about it. Fucked up.
Yeah, and then you have, and on top of all this, like just all this other. I mean, there's a few other things I probably wanted to mention about the season, but like, and then it's like, oh, Von Miller, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, man. You are doing fucking shit. We're on the hook for all this money. We literally cannot cut the guy, or we're gonna get sanctioned. Like we'd have to forfeit draft picks to cut him because we'd be outside the salary cap.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, no one wants to defend something like that, and no, you don't want, you shouldn't anyway. But it's like this, I don't know. It's just like what? And then
He,
okay, he doesn't go on the exempt list because he wasn't charged in court yet. Because you know how that all works. The prosecutor is not going to use a woman that doesn't want to be on the stand, and she is her only source of her livelihood is him. So what's she going to say? So the Bills, what are you going to do? I mean, they probably should just bench him. A, because he's not
they
even
should
that
bench him.
good. They should bench him because he's
Well,
not that good. But are you going to bench him the rest of the year? I don't know.
well, well, yeah. So that's the problem is that they have an out here, and like,
The
I mean,
league,
they can make
the out is the league, but the league is
well. The league, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything. So the Bills' move probably should be to just make him inactive. And I guess I was thinking at first, like, people aren't going to be criticizing them for doing that because they're, oh, well, he's not producing. That's the only reason why they're making him inactive. I don't think people pay attention to that really outside of Buffalo. Like, he's Von Miller. I think that the Bills just make him inactive. That will satisfy a lot of the people complaining about it.
yeah.
For now, I mean, you could just say we're going to just make him. We're not going to play him until we get more facts. And from a football standpoint, I mean, you can argue he's a liability.
Yeah, like his biggest thing is the only thing I've seen him do all year is one ESPN guy or whoever, Baldy or some dickhead was bitching at him for like blocking the center, and then someone else is like, "Oh, actually, that's a good play to block the center." Did you see those tweets? I don't.
No, no.
Oh, it was a thing about. I don't know. I just explained it. There's no other getting into it, but he has one tackle on the year. Like, okay.
It's yeah, he's invisible out there, and yeah, I mean he's not doing anything. So just make him inactive because he shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be on your team. I mean, if you could, you'd cut him, but you can't. So,
Yeah,
which
if he's so no dead cat money, he's a rookie or second year guy. Okay,
I
well,
mean,
we listen to the 911 call. Okay, well, you did it. You didn't do it. Well, see you later, buddy. I mean,
see you later, 100%. Yep, but they've screwed themselves and can't, like you said, the cap and so they're stuck. It's just such a
and then
messed up situation.
and then if he doesn't get, I mean, they might cut him. I don't. You cut him after this year, and you're still screwed. So
Yeah,
what they need is just go on the NFL exempt list, please, so we could void the guarantees and get rid of them. But I don't know. I mean, what's
so
going to
what?
happen. He's gonna meander through the year. People will sort of forget. They'll quietly and like the day after the Super Bowl say, "Oh, the charges are dropped for lack of supporting witness." Uh, People forget, and then they'll talk about it in OTAs in June, and then we'll forget, I guess. But
Did you hear the 911 call?
I didn't listen to it, but I got the gist of it all.
And she has bruises on her neck.
There was bruising consistent with someone's hands on her neck. Yeah.
An open and shut case. I mean, there
So,
really should be. So
I mean,
that
how much of I didn't see pictures of it, but you know, is
in the
anyone else
money
that
grab thing.
was anyone else there? I mean, you take her computer and break it. I mean, was anyone else there? Then it's him and her, and obviously there was an argument, and clearly the guy lost control of himself.
Yeah, I mean, you put
You
your
should
hands on the
forfeit.
neck of
You
a
should forfeit money.
hundred
Do
percent.
go to classes and stuff. Maybe you can sign a vet minimum deal in a year or two. I mean, that's just how life works. But you forfeit what you earned for that,
Well,
I guess.
the NFL needs to. I mean, like the the NFL needs to put him on whatever list they put him on. They can put him on so that the Bills can like. I mean, it's like it's almost sort of unfair that the Bills are like getting screwed. I mean, I don't know if it's unfair or not, but
They
like the NFL can do something.
they're not helping him at all. But either way,
Yeah,
so let's just talk about the Chiefs because we only got 4 minutes. Uh,
All right.
I mean, the team's hurt. The Chiefs are hurt. They're like wounded, and they're not even playing well.
No.
Their left
They're
tackle's
not.
out, so they're going to have a guy that's played like 20 snaps in his career. He's a rookie, and Pacheco hasn't practiced. I mean, today's Thursday. We're recording this. Pacheco's not practicing. They got some players in their secondary that are hurt, and they got no receivers. Kelsey's hurt too. I mean, whether they say he's hurt or not, he's still hurt.
Yeah, the Chiefs aren't that good. I've been saying it all year. They're just not that good, and there's a reason why. What's this line now? 1?
I'll bring it up now. Yeah, it started at 3. On Monday it was 1, so it's or 3. So now it's 1.5. That's basically like the Bills are favored. The weather's supposed to be nice.
We're healthier. I mean, they're Casey. They're coming off a loss to Green Bay, but everyone thinks Green Bay is pretty good. But you're right. They're banged up. Their safety, like you mentioned, secondary guys, like their defense. I mean, we've had success against them. 3 straight games at Arrowhead. Allen has had 300 plus yards passing and 3 touchdowns. So he's kind of got them figured out. And I feel like with these teams where Allen sort of has their number, he
continues to have their number.
Like,
it's like the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same defensive coordinator. A lot of I think so. I expect a big game from the offense, but it's hard to have much confidence in the defense. But the thing going for the Bills this week is, like you said, the Chiefs really don't have any talent on offense. Especially Pacheco's out, and the receivers are bad. Kelsey's older and banged up, and we're kind of seeing what life without Kelsey, prime Kelsey might be like, and. It's just, my heart's telling me, my brain is telling me that this is a great spot for the Bills.
I was feeling well about it until all of this today and then Thursday, and it's just like, but this could be like a rallying thing. Do these players respect the coach? They go in there every day or 5-6 days a week. I mean, this is their careers, so I imagine they generally must still respect McDermott, at least mostly. So
the guys on this team don't care. I can totally see that, man. It's like, we're not going to let some dickhead reporter.
Yeah, they generally hate the media. Yeah.
Talk about something that happened in 2019 and 2020. We're trying to win. It's 2023. Like, get out of here. Like, we're going to, let's go.
It could be a rallying thing, like us against the world type of thing. Like, let's rally around him, or maybe they're like, McDermott's a joke, fuck this guy. But I think it's more the latter or former than the latter, but shoots and ladders, I guess. But
I got the Chiefs winning this one 38-37.
If the Chiefs score 38 points after they've scored like more than 14 like once in the last 2 months.
Oh God, that's true. Oh well.
I don't know. I still kind of, I'm still like have this like weird fanboy, like I think we can win the division thing going. But
I agree. I don't think it's over.
I'm picking a win. I'm picking a win. I think we're going to win 30-20. The Chiefs,
I can see that.
I think they're kind of like us. They're just having a down year, and they've had a pretty easy division, which was a little bit surprising. But
yeah, and they've won games that we've lost, like the Jets game. Like lucky shit. So we'll see, man. If we can just pull this one off, we have a season still. If we lose this one, it's probably over.
All right, huge banger here. We'll see you
Bills
Sunday.
like Buffalo, I'm all about the Bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
If I could save time in a bottle.
All right, go walk your dog.
I'm going to.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.